What's going on, everyone? Tallen here with another 5 Night Gaming Direct Review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the latest installment in Microsoft's flagship racing series, Forza 5. Forza 5? Forza 5? I don't know. People say one way, Microsoft says it another. Whatever. Regardless, it's a racing game. Let's get into it. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications to stay up to date on everything here that we do on the channel, including a ton of reviews, because November is killing us. Like, it's literally killing us. Like, our wallets are crying. Like, send help, please. When it comes to a racing game, most people think the developers would be focusing more on the cars and less on the world. And this is a situation where you're actually a little wrong. The open world of Mexico is one of the most beautiful renditions of the countries we have ever seen. Not only do they have the lush greeneries and the hot, humid deserts, they also have towns that you will actually see in modern-day Mexico with live NPCs to fit that picture. Again, it's a Forza game, and we also have to talk about the cars. I mean, come on, it's a car racer. The cars look almost fully realistic to this day. If you were to go into this game and you were to look at a real car, guess what? You would not be able to tell the difference, aside from one being on TV. But you get the idea. Cars look like almost fully realistic cars that you would see driving around your busy city streets or neighborhoods. You also have a wide variety of cars, from your regular everyday buggy to your more luxurious cars like the McLaren. Damn, that'd be really nice to drive, I'm not gonna lie. The different dirt splatters when you drive through the mud, the sprinkles of sand you see when you drift through the deserts, even the mini drops of water when driving through little rivers and lakes. They did not cut any corners when it comes to this game to make it look as realistic as possible. Side note to the design as well is also the story. Yes, I know, shocker, right? How can you have a story in a racing game? We've seen this in a couple of the ones in the past, and some have been okay, and others maybe not so great. I'm looking at you, Need for Speed. But however, for this game, it's a little different. The story of this game is something most people would either be very into or something that you're never even going to bother to play. Let's just be perfectly honest here. You start off in the game Fast and Furious style, actually, which, yeah, kind of cool for some people. In this, you're driving off a plane and landing near a volcano. Then you make your way to a resort where you start to figure out what is going on in this game. Once you reach your destination, you will then have a little bit of a story dump on you, and then you off to choose your vehicle. Each time you level up in an area, you then get to choose what next festival you jump into and start to open up the map even more. Okay, so we've covered the design, we've covered the story, or what little story there actually is, but regardless, the story. Now, into the gameplay. Now, I know exactly what every single one of you is thinking, right?
Dude, it's a racing game. Cars go vroom. It's realistic looking, but they still go vroom.
But I'd argue that it's a lot more complex than that. When you play a game where the controls feel tight, it's like a feeling like no other. Forza here is no exception. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's the gold standard in racing car simulation games. Seriously, any other car game that doesn't play like this in terms of how it handles, yeah, they're doing something wrong. That being said, in terms of innovation, Forza 5 isn't like reinventing the wheel or anything, so much as just simply perfecting it. Something new to Forza, however, is something that's definitely very interesting and has caught a lot of people's attention, actually. In Forza 5, players have a plethora of other accessibility options. However, for this one, you have the ability to rewind, which one could make the argument that this makes the game too easy, and it also makes the title very approachable, even for casual players. And although driving may be easy to some, there are difficulty options actually to choose that will test even the most veteran players out there. So this is actually a really cool option that allows you to take a look at what you've done and see if you can improve even better, depending on the level and everything. So that's obviously a really cool option. Speaking of events and races, there are a ton. Whether you like to look for barns to store your collection of vehicles, XP signs to ram into, or you just want to race, there's a lot of things to do in here, and there's no wrong or right way to do it. If you fancy yourself a creative type and you like to construct your own obstacle courses, look no further than the game's Event Lab. Here, players can place obstacles and hazards in events that they create with their own rule sets. The game calls these custom events Super 7 events, and by completing 7 of them, players are rewarded with a super spin on the prize wheel. If you find yourself absolutely despising one of these custom events, players can leave them a like or a dislike to increase or decrease the frequency of these particular Super 7 events appearing for others. Beforehand, we mentioned that in terms of the driving, the game hasn't necessarily changed as much, but it simply has improved upon things. But in terms of customization, Forza 5 offers a lot here. There's enhanced body kits to play around with, and even prosthetic limbs for the player's drivers. Your driver's eyes, hair, voice, face, identity, legs, and even ankles for some reason can all be altered. Seriously, name a game down below. What game allows you to alter your character's ankles? Beyond character customization, there are dust storms that can occur and even an active volcano to investigate. So I highly recommend doing so, because I doubt any of us are going to get the chance to do so in real life. Overall, in terms of the gameplay though, content, customization, options, etc., there's a lot to like here. Graphics wise, the game looks absolutely amazing when comparing it to previous games in the series. The amount of work that was put into this game to make it feel like you're an outsider watching from the sides of a real race is stunning, to say the least. Little minute things that they added into this game is something that should be put on a wall in an art museum sometimes. Like, we're not even joking, it looks that good. The load times are also very seamless, especially when you switch from car to car. It almost feels like you blink and then vroom, you're in a new car, which is awesome. You know, hey, if only that could happen in real life. When it comes to even loading times in the game, you don't waste more than 2 seconds on a loading screen before you're right there in the middle of the action. No frame tearing, no graphical misplacement of an object. Heck, even the distance and the amount that it can draw is absolutely amazing. You know what games we're talking about, right? You see it off in the distance, it's tearing and it doesn't look that great. This, on the other hand, is absolutely beautifully rendered, and it is jaw-dropping to say the least. Okay, now that we've gone through everything normal in a review that pretty much everyone on the planet covers, essentially, what do we actually think about it? What are our general opinions about this game? Well, you've seen the scores, you've seen how people are reacting to this game, and again, if you have Game Pass, you don't really need to buy this game. Just go check it out for yourself. Again, maybe you want to, support the developers if you want to. We'll have to see how that's going to handle in terms of them releasing this game on day one on Game Pass, but regardless, this game has looked absolutely amazing. It's rendered beautifully, everything looks so realistic. It's one of the best simulating driving games on the market to this day, and it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff to do. Again, the online stuff and the servers, that's to be expected on day one, especially when, let's just check for a second here. Oh, 4 million people supposedly logged on the first day. Yeah, no wonder the servers aren't doing too well. Regardless though, it's an absolutely amazing fun game. You're seeing the scores already. We here at Five Night Gaming, we have to personally give it a 9 out of 10. It's an absolutely fun game. It's really fun, and our very own Gale, he's still playing to this day. With that being said, however, guys, that wraps up our review. Will you be picking up Forza 5 this month, or will you hold off until a sale? We do have Black Friday coming up, or is this game just gonna be a full pass for you altogether? Whatever you decide, let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, we're always curious to hear from you. And again, as we mentioned before, make sure you leave a like on the video if you happen to enjoy it. Subscribe if you happen to be new, and ring the notification bell. Get all of the notifications for this month, because there's tons of games that we're reviewing, and we hope that you'll check them out and leave your comments down below as always. With that being said, I've been Tallen with Five Night Gaming Direct, signing off. Have a good one. John in.